Yo, outside once again. You already know what I'm about to say. My B. But I digress though. What if Krillin took his training more seriously, part 5, right? I gotta quickly explain this just so it makes more sense for the viewers, because I know there's some niggas in the future that's binge watching every single video at once, or is watching the movie that this is a part of, which will be really funny when I'm editing this. But with this, Krillin took Gohan, right? Or consensually took Gohan with him. And the main justification with this is Goku realized that if Krillin's able to get this strong, there's other people as strong as Krillin. What if one day they just say, fuck it, we coming to Earth? You know what I'm saying? So that might be a problem, all right? So he agreed with Gohan's, reasoning and shit, and he was pretty much just like, I'm gonna let you go ahead and take him, Krillin, so y'all can train, because I don't want him to basically just mimic me. It'd be better to have multiple masters. I'm not gonna say that Gohan likes to pass Goku or anything like a magic like that per se, but I'm gonna say that Gohan's made very strong leap and bounds, and he's like what, 3 or 4. I might even say he's a little bit older than what he was in canon, just to make it even better during the 5 years. So instead of like the last 3 years, maybe he's like 4, or just something like that, because you can't tell me they wasn't having fun, especially the way Chi-Chi is. And with this being said, Gohan came to the conclusion when he was training with his father ever so briefly. He was like, hey, wait, what if like a threat came to Earth and I'm like the only nigga alive on some shit, or like something like that? Because like, what if you get killed in battle or you die for some reason? And then what if like, I'm the only defender? What do I do? What about me? He's like, I need to, amp my training up. It'd be no point of trying to be a scholar in a world where no scholars exist. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, Krillin and Gohan go to Namek, right? And Krillin's like, all right, let's get this training going, right? So basically, he would, make Gohan go through the trials, but Gohan being exceptionally stronger than when he was in canon, he would fly through all these challenges, and he's like, do you want to make a wish? And Gohan's like, no, not really. And Krillin's like, wait, what? He's like, what did you do this all for? To get stronger, of course. I need to have a lot of power. And I don't think he would say like just raw power, but I think he would be like, I need to be better than what I am now, because if any of y'all die, I'm gonna be the only defender on Earth, blah, blah, blah. And Krillin's very surprised by this. Krillin's like, you know what? Cool beans, right? And since, Gohan doesn't know where planet Namek's at, technically, he's like, all right, here. He basically, summons the Namekians, right? The Namekian Dragon Balls. And he's like, I wish for Gohan to know where planet Namek is at all times and know exactly how to get there. Second wish is, I wish Gohan would be able to regenerate limbs. Third wish, I wish for all Gohan's latent potential to be released. Now, this is a lot of fan fiction, right? But hear me out. I think I can make this work and justify this in the name of the story sake. Knowing where planet Namek's at, that's gonna be good. Because if Krillin teaches him instant transmission, right, he'd be able to teleport to planet Namek, and this would be, in theory, the best way to reach Krillin, not for any other reason. Ouch. Also, able to grow limbs or some level of regeneration. This works because you don't want the last Earth defender to lose an arm and then can't fight no more. Okay? And then the third one to unlock all his potential, Goku was talking about how much potential Gohan has. Or no, I think it would be like, what is the best way to unleash his potential? And the Dragon Ball basically said there are like 2 options. Go to the world of the Kais, or ask the guardian of the Namekians to unleash his potential. Krillin's like, huh? Here we go with that. He has a flashback to when he made his wish originally. And he's like, here we go with those God thing again. He's like, I digress. So, training would commence for basically this next year, right? And they would be throwing some quality hands. And it would literally just be some good old training. Krillin would be talking about his mini war stories and shit, right? And he doesn't have that many stories due to this point in time because of what happened. Nothing's really happened because all that's happened was the stuff in Dragon Ball. So he would talk about how strong Goku was and how Krillin never could match up, and you know, he had to take his training more seriously. Gohan would hear this and be like, exactly, that's why I wanted to train. And as always, the good hands come in. So beat, good hands. And Gohan's trying to learn how to use that form that his dad used, which he's able to use, but he gets out of control and Krillin just knocks him out, right? He's like, huh. And then they would spend a lot of time meditating over the months, meditating, working on ki control. It would basically be a lot of shit that they're working on, okay? And so what would end up happening is they would just basically harness their capabilities and just grow stronger. Then he's like, all right, I want you to go to King Kai's planet with me, come on. So they teleport off, they do some training. Gohan learns the Kaioken, he learns the Spirit Bomb, and then they head out. After they head out, now it's about, we can say maybe 8 months has passed and Gohan's got considerably stronger, okay? Because Krillin, I would believe, would be a very good teacher. He wouldn't be over strict like Piccolo, but he wouldn't be as relaxed as Goku. He would probably be somewhere in the middle, especially this variation of Krillin. Because Krillin understands what it's like to be weak too, so, and not be big on fighting. Which Krillin wasn't inherently big on fighting, but he did want to learn from the Master Roshi and stuff like that. So, with this being said, they basically just kept duking it out. After that, they went back and Gohan is watching as, you know, Krillin and Nail's about to throw hands for the first time in a really long time. So he's like, are you ready for this? And Nail's like, show me what you're working with, Krillin. And Krillin powers up, boo! He's like, impressive. But don't think you're the only one. Don't think you're the only one that's been training. I haven't been slouching neither. Boo, boo, boo. And they launch at each other. Beak, hoom, hoom. Krillin hits him with a good punch, left punch, boom. Then, now, stretches out his arm. He's like, oh no. Heck, grabs Krillin by the ankle, sends him down to the earth. Boom! Krillin throws a mini Destructo disc at Nell's arm, knowing he can regenerate. And as Nell's trying to regenerate, he pulls up on him. Boom! Boom! Knocking him in some mountains and shit. And all you hear is, Kame! Kame! And then you see Krillin's ki flare up momentarily. Times 10! Boom! Kamehameha times 10! And then boom, you see a massive blast get away. But before it actually connects with the mountain, you see the blast itself get dispersed. Nail's walking out slightly damaged. Krillin flying over to him. Huh. It seems that you've gotten a little bit stronger now. I can say the same thing about you, Krillin. And then as Nail takes a different stance, Krillin's like, wait, what? Don't think you're the only one that's been working on new ways to increase their power. He's like, wait, why is his power rising like this? Wait, what's going on? Nail's body starts to buffen up a bit. His ki surges. His aura changes to more of like a white-like tint. His eyes changes colors ever so slightly. I'll show you the power of the Namekians. Boom. And this is going to be completely fan-made. Let's just say that there's like every race has a transformation for the tribe that they're in or something like that. And so with that being said, right, it would make it to where sorry guys, it would make it to where his power level, it's like a transformation, and it, like, you know, gives him complete access over everything that would be in his tribe. And since he's a warrior, his fighting capabilities are increased by a very good margin. Boom, he pounces on Krillin. Doom, 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 boom. As all of this is happening, he's showing Gohan how to fight, right? He's showing Gohan, like, you want to get a good feel for your opponent and you want to know what they can do. You want to put up just enough power so you're not getting damaged massively, but not too much to where they know where your full extent is at. Fight continues. Boom, 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 boom. Gohan's watching this intensely, like a damn book. He reading everything, right? And then Krillin backs up, and then when you think you have the upper hand, or when you know you have the upper hand, or you have a good idea what their fighting style is, he cocks his arms back, breathes in real deep like Kaioken. This is actually it's a blend, right? It's a form that Kaito's dojo, I think it was, he made something like this, but I've had this idea in my head for a really long time. It's basically like a way you can make Kaioken into a transformation. Because I believe if you were able to master your ki control, you might be able to change the way it works and somehow make it into a transformation. And then it would be separate from Kaioken. Like, you would be applying the multiplier without applying the massive strain on your body. But since I didn't really have an iron out detail on how that would work, I'm just gonna go ahead and make it to where it's similar to his idea. He went to Master Roshi to learn the buff form. The reason he wanted to learn the buff form is to expand his body to allow more ki to flow through without, you know, with mitigating any damage. So he's like, I'm just gonna call it Kaioken or Transformation 1 or Kaioken, right? So it'll make more sense in a moment here. So he's like, Kaiokenshi 1, boom. His power exceeds and it's 50 times what it was prior. No stamina drawback, no nothing. Now it stops at energy, but the more and more he gets accustomed to it, the easier it becomes. It's like Super Saiyan. It's basically the Earth Krillin's variation of Super Saiyan without knowing that. And so as he steps, he's like, then the second you know you got the advantage, you take your strongest stance and then you kill your opponent. Now, feeling like all this killing intent, he's like, oh no. Dude, Krillin pounces at Nail. Beak, 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 beak. He hits him all the way up. And then he gets behind him and he starts like dogging on this nigga all the way down. Beep, 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 beep. Boom. Scatter, come at, ha! Phew. You just see all these blasts go behind Nail, and it's just hitting Nail. Boom, 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 boom. As Krillin's flipping down, he's like, 2, I'm not done yet, times 3. Boom. So he has a 53 time multiplier right now. Beak, 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 hitting him with all these unholy combos. It's actually similar to Goku's Meteor Rush, but you know, the improved version. And then as this is happening, Nail is getting hit with some of the aftershock of all those punches and, you know, raw power. Krillin slides, as he's with all this momentum, he slides behind Nail, kicks him up, kicks him back down, punches him, and then he's like, all right, Gohan, this is the first time I'm showing anyone this technique, so watch carefully. I was always thinking about it. If for some reason I lost an arm and I couldn't regenerate, I need to have a fighting style that tethers to me having only one arm. This is a specialized one-handed Kamehameha. Without a second arm, you need to really compensate for that lack of power. So you would focus and it would be like an explanation there. And he's like, one-handed, turtle wave, boom. And you just see like this massive shock wave and massive output of ki. And it's just like basically engulfs the damn near whole planet almost. And After the death scuttles, Nail gets up and says, "You've truly surpassed me, Krillin." He said, "Don't give me too much credit now. You put up a really good fight." And it's like, whew. If the fight continued on any longer, I might have not won. He's like, "Don't patronize me." And that's where we will leave off. Part 5 of What If Krillin, part 6 of What If Krillin Kept Up His Training.